to another House of Wisdom knife review. And as you know, usually I look for the lightest and best knives I can find. And I picked this up at Blade Show 2017. There's nothing light about this knife. It comes in at over 6 ounces. But it is such a beautiful, well-made knife with such beautiful action that I had to pick it up. It is the Hornet by Willem Steenkamp. Willem is a knife maker from South Africa. His brother Kosi also makes knives. On Willem's knives, he does all the work himself using basic machines, many of which he made himself, the machines that is. He makes all the knives himself. He uses no CNC machines. He started making knives when a friend of his asked him to make him a knife-making machine, and he made it for him, and then he made himself also one. He continues to be a part-time knife maker and makes about 50 to 60 knives per year. This is one of them. We'll talk about the specifications. The blade length is 3.25 inches. The handle length is 4.375 inches. And the total knife length is 8 inches. The weight of the knife is 6.1 ounces. I have some knives here for comparison. We'll start off with the Gonzo G753, which is a little bit larger than this knife. And we have the Ferrum Forge Intac, which is a little smaller. The Spyderco Para 3, which is a little smaller. The Benchmade Osborne 940, which is approximately the same size. The Borussia Rowdy, which is also approximately the same size. And the Orbit, made by Pachenko and Hawk, which is a little smaller. The blade on the Hornet is a drop point blade with a satin grind and polished flats. It's made of N690 steel, which is a steel very common to South African knife makers. The signage on the blade shows on the show side Willem Steenkamp's maker mark, and on the clip side the IKBS bearing mark. This blade has jimping on the posterior proximal spine, which gives you good purchase, and the jimping pattern of those rectangular boxes continues on to the liners and also the back spacers. I like it when they have a continuous theme. The method of deployment of the knife is by flipper. It flips fast, flips hard, and has a great detent. The handle of the knife sports zirconium bolsters, which add to the weight of the knife, but they are beautiful. The handle is made of silver twill, and underneath it are titanium blue anodized liners and a blue titanium backspacer. Interestingly, on the liners of every knife Willem makes, he puts a cross there. And I did an interview with Willem, and I'll let him tell you a little bit about the reason he places a cross on the interior of his backspacer.
On the inside there you can see a little cross.
A little cross?
Yes.
And what's the little cross for? Just design?
Well, that's for the talent and all the greatness that the Lord gave me to make a knife.
Oh.
And all the strength to make something as beautiful as this.
The backspacer is made of titanium, as I have mentioned, and has the gear pattern which exists on the proximal spine of the blade also. The pivot is IKBS bearings, as I've mentioned, and the pivot has a decorative pivot and uses a Torx bit, however, that is a T15 Torx bit. It's very substantial. The pocket clip is made of titanium, as are the pivots and the backspacer and liners. It has an orange peel finish and 5 decorative holes in the mid-clip area. It has a good ramp, and is easy to get in and out of the pocket. The ergonomics of the knife are very good. Because it's a larger knife, you can easily get a 4-finger grip, and you have space left over for larger hands. The action on the knife is beautiful. It's what I call South African smooth. It flips out hard, and you can get it to return with just a little bit of a shake. The signage on the knife is minimal. We have the maker's mark on the show side of the blade, the IKBS bearing mark on the clip side of the blade, and then, as I've mentioned, on the back spacer, we have the cross that Willem places on all of the insides of his back spacers. So what are my impressions about the Willem Steenkamp Hornet? I love it. It's a beautiful knife. Are there opportunities for improvement? Certainly. As far as my tastes go, a knife over 6 ounces is a little bit heavy for me, but I loved it so much I had to pick it up. The zirconium bolsters don't help the weight any, but I believe knives should have zirconium bolsters. On some knives, they're just beautiful and unique and distinctive. The atomic mass of zirconium is 91. The atomic mass of titanium is 47. So zirconium is almost twice as heavy as titanium. So you're going to have a knife that's a little bit heavier, but it certainly makes a beautiful combination. The gray zirconium and the silver twill and the baby blue anodized titanium clip back spacer and liners. It's just a beautiful knife. Well, and that's what I like about it. It's beautiful. And I also like how he integrates his faith into the knife by putting a cross on the inside of the back spacer. Jake Hoback does this also by putting a verse on the inside of his knives. They put a little bit of their personality into the knives, and I like that. If you're looking for a South African smooth knife with high quality materials and excellent fit and finish, then the Willem Steenkamp's Hornet may be the knife for you. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next House of Wisdom knife review.